Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hello.
Hello.
Here with Dan Lawless, Fabrizio and my brother Justin Soto.
That's me.
That's him.
In
Man,
case
we're
anybody
here.
couldn't figure that out.
Right, we look nothing alike. I think it's the beard. The beard
Yeah,
helps.
that's why I agree with it.
It helps you don't look like me, like this. But yeah, so we're going to talk about Jack Kirby. We're doing part 2 of his portfolio review.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Whoa. Hey. Fangs out. I like
What
it.
kind of whitener do you use? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need that toothpaste.
Yeah, very clean. Yeah, I really brushed my teeth a lot.
Get a closer look at that.
Wait, I got to put them back in.
There we go. I need those for candy apple. Go Bobby for apples with that stuff on.
Very nice.
All right.
Those plastic teeth never fit.
Yeah, no, they never. They're for kids. You know, I
Yeah.
tried to leave them on as an adult, and it just doesn't work. My gums bleed. That's not good. But it's cool to draw that realistic blood out.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, last week we did part 1 of the Jack Kirby portfolio review. What did you guys think of that?
That was cool,
great.
man. I love looking at the art and it's like, you know, didn't we say before amongst us that it's sort of something when you're younger, you don't feel the appreciation for Kirby. When you, as the older you get, the more you realize what he was doing and how funky this stuff really was. It really was. He was a designer. He was a pop artist, really.
Yeah, I was
But
shocked.
maybe
at a
to
lot
him, he was just doing a job and getting it done. But there's real art coming from that, I think.
Yeah.
Anyways.
There were a lot of images I never saw before either, and I feel like we've seen so many of them over the years, but that book has some that never saw them before.
Yeah, and there's some really cool stuff that we're going to see tonight that it has me wanting to go look for those books. We'll get to them. I won't spoil anything right now, but some really cool looking stuff that to me looks better than his Marvel or DC stuff.
Really interesting.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. We'll see what you have to say about it, Dan. Was there anything?
I kind of wonder, like, what would have happened? You know how the way that they have this crowdfunding thing happening now, where people are taking a little more time with the book, and and that sort of thing, and it's a little more expensive book, which I think is great. What would have happened if Kirby, if Buscema, if Gene Colan, if they had a lot of time to do their best work? Like, that would be pretty cool, I think. I mean, they did it in their way. You know, they were, how it is sometimes actually when you're drawing really fast, that comes out, you know, you loosen up and you chuck out these drawings. Maybe it was better in some ways that way, but it would have been also interesting to see what would have happened if they had more time, you know?
Right.
Because that's what I always say. One of the reasons I left the business was no time and money. That didn't have enough. I didn't get paid enough, but it was really frustrating for me to not be able to do the quality that I wanted to do. And it really stunk to feel like you see the final product and go, that's not my best. I know I could do better than that. And there's no time also to learn, because you need time to practice and get better and learn it. You know, when you're drawing it to just finish something for print, it's just like whatever goes. That's it, you know?
Right. Yet somehow I feel like there's something like really polished and tight about his artwork. Like, even though he was kind of extending himself, doing all this work all at once, there's just something that came from that, where he just knew what to put down on the paper, the necessary information, and he got it down so dynamically.
Yeah. He developed. He found a way, kind of to be an artist in that environment. Really.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen even tools. Like, he's always used, big fat pencil and watercolor, but I've never seen him do like, pen and nib or anything like that. I've never seen him try any sort of like pen and ink illustration, Wrightson style.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess he penciled, really, right? And then somebody who inked him. So it's in it, or
that one popular inker who ruined him. What was his name?
Gene
Coletta?
Coletta. There you go. Coletta was one of his inkers.
Oh, Coletta.
Yeah.
Infamous. That poor guy gets that guy gets crapped on all the time. But somebody told me that when he wanted to, if he had time, he was a really good artist. He could do pretty good stuff, but he was back then. They weren't thinking about art. They were thinking about paying their mortgage. That's their thinking about paying their rent or whatever it is.
No, yeah, definitely. All right, let's jump right in. Actually, before we do, let's say hi to Creative Faye.
Hey there.
Hello, Creative Faye.
Go on.
You could always feign dentures, Dan.
Yeah, that's good. When I get older, use those plastic pieces. Yeah.
Something to look forward to for all of us.
Really,
yeah.
Eat well, still in your old age.
Yeah.
Those things.
All right. Let me get this pulled up. Did you guys learn anything last week? Or last week, 3 weeks ago, whenever we did this last time, that you didn't know before about Kirby?
Maybe. I don't remember exactly, but I think we saw some pieces I had never seen before.
Yeah.
Fabrizio was saying that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know he was so young whenever he started. You said he was 14 whenever he started working on, or 12, something like that?
Yeah, I think it was 14 when those pieces that we saw that he submitted early on.
He started submitting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Now I'm remembering that. Yes.
Those were amazing pieces for a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'm there now. Like,
the interesting thing is
I'm almost there, yeah.
He didn't really get really hugely successful, right, until he got into his 40s, right? He was
right. Yeah. So this piece, I'm not sure what this is from. It might tell us on the next page.
That's the Watcher, isn't it?
It kind of looks like the Watcher, but the costume looks different.
Yeah.
Here's Miracle Man. Yeah, so maybe it's a New Gods character.
Yeah, that was neat to see that video I played you guys last.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool, wasn't it? To see how he thought about this, how he was like, I can't do gangsters anymore. I had to make something new, and I went to the Bible and came up with Galactus, and that was so cool.
That was cool.
If you didn't want to catch the first part, we did play a little bit of that video, or you can look up a video called Masters of Comic Book Art, hosted by Harlan Ellison, and he was one of the guests on that, and watch that segment. It's really, really insightful. You see so much you learn so much about Kirby in a very short bit,
Now I'm just looking at this face up here.
It's a disembodied head floating around.
Yeah. Just seeing some of the construction lines underneath that are still there. I always love seeing that stuff.
He kind of looks like Kirby a little bit, It is funny. I think artists do draw themselves in a little ways sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah. Whether we admit it or not, it's like the face that we see the most. Every morning we look in the mirror. That's just kind of burning our heads. Yeah, this is great pencil work.
I actually like his signature too. It's a lot of fun. It's such a classic, like cartoonist style signature.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, look at this vibrant color too. I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder what did actually influence him to come up with these shapes, or did he just make it up out of his mind? These funky sort of geometric shapes. Everything was like strangely put together in a way.
Yeah.
But it all fits so well. Like none of it looks out of place.
Right.
It's almost as if
doesn't look tacked on.
Yeah.
I think he was abducted by aliens and he took mental pictures and pulled from that.
Yeah.
That's my
theory. I want to believe that.
He was telling us something without telling us something.
Yes. It would explain a lot, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Starman Zero. What I like about this image is that face. Look how little information is in there, but it's just enough
Yep.
to kind of hint at the face.
Yeah, and an eye looking
Yeah.
at. But that's kind of that's kind of a face is that early 1900 kind of face in illustration.
Right. And also his ink washes. Look at that.
Now that looks more like it was taken from like World War One or something, like parachute jumpers, something like that. The suit that he's wearing. That's less
Right.
Kirby tech, or just I think bits and pieces he did observe in military uniforms.
Yeah. Well, it looks like this was done in 1947.
Yeah.
Just a few years after the war.
That's a pretty complex character design for a newspaper strip.
Right.
That'd be pretty tough to draw. A bunch of panels.
Portable atomic motor.
Yeah.
May cause cancer.
Oh, no.
Surgeon General recommends not wearing a nuclear power pack.
Those are pills on his shoulder there. They're just like,
Right. Hope you weren't planning on having kids.
It's probably oxygen, so he can carry all that stuff.
No, he's got. Where's the arrow pointing to the heavy oxygen tank?
Oxygen cylinders.
Mixed
I'm
with
guessing
chemicals to
guessing this. I don't know.
in a
Maybe.
concentrated form. Each cylinder is good for 3 months. Wow, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Pocket movie camera.
Where's
Gun
his
sights.
where is his iPhone though?
Right.
I think that's his pocket camera.
It's right there in the backpack. That's what that is.
Cell phone, telephone.
Looks like R2D2 back there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought this was really neat. Just seeing the ink wash
Yeah.
sketch on this, because you rarely see him do inks like we were talking about earlier.
I like
Usually
this drawing at
expensive.
the bottom with the the
Yeah.
eyes popping out of the whatever the planet itself.
Yeah. What kind of
You don't
creature taking a
see,
peek?
this is the thing I wish I would see more in comics. These guys are working from their imagination more.
Yeah.
And just thinking of funky stuff. And this guy's, startled by this weird, strange thing. I mean, we don't really have weird, strange stories as much,
Yeah, true. And just that pose, it's so like dynamic and lively. It looks alive.
Very much so, yeah.
Does not look stiff.
Yeah. Well, he developed, of course, the dynamics of comics in a lot of ways. He really put that in there, and then of course Buscema picked it up, and Kane and all those guys,
Yeah. Oh, and I love this right here, where that foot just kind of bleeds into the white. Like it's not fully defined. It's just you complete that image in your head. Love that.
Yeah, that's comics. Drop, black dropout. Black and white
Hmm.
shapes.
This is really great too.
I like that ship back there.
Yeah.
I like how he did the shadow on that. Like part of it's revealed in the light, but part of it's just a silhouette.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig the planet. You kind of, I've seen people do that kind of drawing before. The planet huge over there. You're on one of the moons and sort of thing. But you're kind of looking at this. You wonder, was he like the first one to do it? Did people? Is this the one people copied, or is he
Right.
copied from somebody else? It's anybody's guess whether, this could be like the first one of those things. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the composition of the planet, the way it's sitting there, because it's almost abstract, but there's enough of it there that you understand, okay, that's a planet hanging out back there, and that's its
Yeah.
ring.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. He put the cast shadow on the planet from the ring.
Yeah. Right back here.
Is that the idea? You think that? Oh yeah,
I think so.
that's a cool idea
Yeah.
and difficult to do.
Yeah.
Lanurai Lancer
Okay,
astride his Adam horse.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at here. There is he like leaning forward on this thing?
Yeah, that's the head. He's
the
looking
head.
down. Yeah,
Right,
that's the eye. Yeah.
Right. Okay, and that's sort of like a thing on top of his helmet, sort of a plume of some kind.
Plume, right? Yeah. He's got this lance that he's about to spear something down beneath him.
That kind of looks like a weed whacker behind
it. It does look like a boat motor. Like he's
like a boat motor.
Like he's steering it from the front instead of the back.
Like he's trying to start it.
Yeah.
He's pulling the ripcord on it.
He's cursing at it. Start. Dang it.
He's doing his hedges, he's
right.
He's lancing his hedges.
Yeah, he's got his laser sword there. Just
remember, kids.
That would be pretty cool. Like Star Wars, you just pull out your lightsaber, just zing your
that would be
bushes,
cool.
And you could.
Except
it would catch on fire, perhaps.
There would be so many fires. Yeah.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah. True police cases, jail for lawbreakers.
Just big old letters. Jail.
Jail. Yeah. Rest in peace.
Man, Kirby and his bunch look like a bunch of gangsters, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
He kind of looks like Chaz Palminteri there.
Yeah. So you got Jack Kirby, Joe Simon,
James Cagey Cagney kind of thing,
Yeah, James Cagney, Bill Drott, Mervyn Stein, and letter Ben Oda seated. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't really know the other guys. Honestly, I don't know Bill Drott and Marvin Stein.
Joe Simon sounds familiar.
Yes, definitely Joe Simon. Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, was Joe Simon the inker? I think it was.
Oh, maybe.
We're talking about inkers.
Yeah,
I think so.
That sounds right.
Yeah, nice strong faces.
Yeah.
It's funny because when you look at that, you see Buscema was copying Kirby, in that last picture, like that face. That one there, right above the picture. That's a Buscema face, but it's it first happened with Kirby,
Yep. It's cool to see like the differences in the face, like the eyebrow differences, the shapes, even like the shape of the eye underneath the eyebrow.
Mm-hmm.
Just how unique. Try to make each face look.
Yeah, and the hair, different hair. Yeah.
Yeah, different hairstyle.
Not sure what that other hair looked like. Doc Savage hair,
Yeah. All right, Black Magic. True amazing accounts of the strangest stories ever told. What true story is this?
It's funny you see that just the groundwork there. It's
Yeah.
still done in his sort of abstract shape like creation way. It's interesting.
This kind of reminds me of Chernobyl. I don't know if you guys have seen that the TV show that was on HBO, but there's some images of like people like walking around these gas masks and stuff, and the wreckage of the facility.
Yeah,
there wasn't
that was typical back then. I mean, in comic, Justin, that was typical because it was all about atomic power and they all had these goggles and breathing masks and stuff like that. Yeah.
I like seeing all that rubble too. That's really cool. Just abstract shapes, and it all makes sense.
What's that piece of metal sticking up? I wonder.
Looks like a lamp, maybe.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a lamp of some kind.
Or possibly a gas line or something, or street signs. I don't know what it was, but
Yeah,
It looks like a pipe. Looks like a pipe because it's got a thread on it. You know.
that's true. Yeah.
A bolt. That creature kind of looks like a Muppet, though.
Yeah.
It looks like animal.
It does look like an animal.
The guys in the foxhole. It's just the
See,
unknown
I
soldier.
love the old lettering, and I would like to see this more in comics. It was bold and it was designed to capture your interest and grab your attention.
Yeah.
But it was fun and it was a strong graphic. Sometimes I see a lot of people coming out with comics and they're wimpy little words and they're just tiny. It's like these guys knew how to get your attention. They were competing and they had big, thick, heavy lettering.
Yeah. I get to the comments here. Age doesn't matter in art. True. Complex character design.
Not as much. Sometimes there's certain things people get a certain age and you can tell they're slipping and they do lose it.
Yeah.
But it really comes down probably to their health and to they're just if they're all there, that kind of a thing.
Yeah. I look at Frank Miller, his latest stuff.
Yeah.
It's just kind of sad.
It's a little rough.
Yeah.
Buscema was doing things up until the very end that looked great.
Yeah. So Face says complex character design. Says the guy with a character with a vacuum cleaner for a head.
Guilty.
I wonder who Creative Face talking about. Need to send you some comics, Dan. There you go. 3 comics.
I was like, Dan, you were saying about like the titles and stuff, the big lettering, but I also like the beginning of the title of the comic was always like a small sentence. You dig in, you fight, maybe you die. This is war, as seen by the guys in the foxhole, and that's the biggest part of it. You would probably just call it a foxhole comics or something like that, but the actual title is the guys in the foxhole.
Right.
But there's a whole tagline to the beginning of it.
Yeah, I feel like that we should do that more in comics where you have. I'd like going back to lettering on the cover and the end is near or something. In comes Tarantula or something. It used to be you kind of you were advertising. That's your covers, your advertisement. It's your movie trailer. You got to try to get the reader to buy it, and I feel like we need to do more of that. I think that's why throw away stuff that's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It looks cool, looks fun. Keep it going.
Yeah.
But for some reason along the line, I think we got like kind of artsy or something like that, and we don't want to do the lettering. It looks too, I don't know, cheesy or something. I don't know why they threw it. That they got away with word bubbles on the covers, but I don't know why. Bring them back. That's what I think. Look at these girls. They're dressed up so nice and so sharp. I like those styles. I wish they had them still, man.
Yeah, I was just admiring the texture on this guy's helmet, like those bullet dings.
He's taking a few. This guy's been through a lot.
Yeah,
it looks like he doesn't have a nose.
It does. You're right. It's just flat. That chunky smoke in the background looks cool too. Like that. But yes, those ladies are dressed nice.
Sharp,
very bougie.
Silhouette of the city in the background it's just straight lines.
Yeah.
She's like, guy, and she's like, don't bother, he's gay, That's what the brunette is looking at him like, I tried.
That's why she's upset back there, huh? She's got an upset look on her face.
Yeah.
He's really playing with those cheekbone lines.
Yeah.
The clothing is so good. I mean, I don't know if he needed it, but it definitely looks like photo reference for all that.
It does, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the clothing looks. I mean, on the girls it looks trim, on the guys it looks heavy and kind of
chunky,
and it's got some substance to it.
Yeah. Also, the difference in texture of that tree back there.
And then he's got a city in the background, which is just a couple of simple lines,
Mm-hmm.
Very abstract, really.
Yeah.
That's where Liefeld got it from, I think.
Wow, this is great.
Strange World of Through Your Dreams? What?
I think
Of
it's
your
just
dreams.
Dream
I think
Comics,
it's just true.
publisher.
Oh, okay.
Is the-
Your-
More true stories of little goat people killing people. This is great. I love this.
Yeah, you got it all here. You got the zombie skull guy, and it looks like the Red Skull when you think about it.
It
Yeah,
does.
yeah,
Yeah.
That is a cool looking zombie, though. It kind of looks like a Mignola drawing or something.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah, the no shoulders rounded.
Yeah,
Right.
the heavy black.
That's what we see these people. They're different, they're new, but they're all taken from what's before them. Mignola, whether he
Right.
did this purposely or not, he absorbed this probably from reading all these kind of comics,
Yeah.
and it goes right into the mixer kind of.
He swiped Jack Kirby.
I say, if you're going to copy well.
That's right.
Copy from the best.
Yeah, copy. Because it really, actually, sometimes I find it a little annoying when people say, "Oh, you look like this artist, look like that artist." It used to be master and apprentice. You worked under a master. You mastered that guy's style, and then you kind of put your own thing to it. But there's nothing wrong with learning another person's art and making that part of you. That's what the whole master apprentice thing is.
Right.
It's the way it's always been done. It's traditional. So that's why I always tell people: don't worry about being a clone. Copy. Just don't plagiarize copy. Don't trace it. But
Yeah.
developing a style, learning someone how to draw like somebody, draw who you like, and then your own style will naturally flow from that. Like Sienkiewicz with Neil Adams and stuff like that. He started out looking like and all those guys. Mobius copied Winsor McKay and Hergé, Tintin stuff, and then he came into his own, but you could see all the roots are there.
Yeah.
just like playing someone else's music first. Play someone else's music, learn to master it, and then you can make your own.
Right. I like the lettering on that tombstone too. That's really cool.
Does anybody ever do Here Lies anymore? And I never see that on tombstones.
I haven't seen that. Yeah, it's usually.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen it actually.
Yeah. Is she tearing off like gift wrapping paper or something? The tombstone.
I guess so.
I
It was
some
a surprise.
birthday, honey.
Yeah. The zombie's like, from me to you.
It thought that count.
Is that like
from heart.
Are they actually in a room and she's sort of pulling into a different reality? See how that wave line goes over the woman laying down?
I think she's having a dream. I think that's her.
Oh, I see. Oh, she's dreaming this. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah. Your dreams.
True stories of your dreams.
That's right. True dream stories. Oh, here's another black magic.
See, now there he's probably looking at Will Eisner. You can see the influence of Will Eisner on that.
Yeah, very animated faces.
Yeah. Very bold lines too.
That's about as hot as it got back then, guys. It's just a little bit of cleavage. They didn't Adam Hughes these women at that point.
They weren't ready for that yet.
Yeah.
That's why this one was never
70% of
finished.
that
They
cover is
rejected it.
text.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I wonder what the Commerce Code Authority would have thought of an Adam Hughes now, or something like that, like back then.
Witchblade.
Yeah, Witchblade, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Who's this character?
I'm not sure.
He looks kind of American, like he's
Fighting American.
yeah, he could be something like that.
Says then for the first time in history. Yeah. Peeping Tom American.
But look at this sequence, though. What a cool shot, though. He's grabbing that bar and he flies in. That is freaking cool. Wow.
That's cool shot face.
Great face grab, and oh my gosh, that's just. People take note of you're drawing these fight scenes that you could just a nice close up like that tells you so much more. You're right in the middle of the action. I'm trying to see what's going on in a second. There's this.
The fist is punching a face through a wall.
Yeah, he's driving his head through the wall, I think.
Oh my gosh, it's coming through the other way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's wild. Oh, I see now.
There's
body's through it.
It's right there.
Oh, that is so cool. It's almost sadistic,
Roughing some guys up.
See, that's the thing is you can look at these old comics and get ideas from this stuff. Like, wow, was that a cool sequence?
Van Damme kick.
Yeah, that's a Van Damme kick.
Yeah. And punch. Look at that. Yeah. He punched and kicked with all of his limbs at once.
Yeah, that is
the fighting American doesn't take his name lightly.
He's going all out. For America.
Diplomacy, American.
That moves called Spread Eagle.
I've got 4 implements. They can smack me with it.
What if you recited the entire Constitution every time you fight somebody?
Figured there had to be a lad with a chatter gun somewhere on the premises. Ow! Chatter gun. I'm gonna have to pull that. Use that in my next book.
I wonder if that's Kirby speak though. That seems. Well, he probably did.
Yeah.
It sure sounds like it. Of course, then again, Stan Lee would talk like that too.
True believer. All right, let's go to the next page.
He put him through a wall.
He put him through the wall. I think he jumped through the window. All right, from Master Jeremy to G.I. Joe. By Jack Kirby. There's the Gettysburg Address, Abraham Lincoln. This reminds me of Joe Kubert stuff that he did, the war stuff. Just very simplified.
Yep. It's just a traditional illustration of that time, really,
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of guys drew like this, Foster kind of, you can see that,
Yeah. These faces. I like how he tried to make everybody look unique. Squinty eyes.
Okay. This looks a little gay.
Yeah, this pose right here looks a little gay. What is that? What's he doing with his arm there?
Wait, let's see what he's saying.
Someone was taking you for a one-way boat ride when I happened along. What is behind it all?
Everyone else on the boat is just uncomfortable.
This guy's leaning away from them. I don't want to know what's going on back there.
Don't talk to that guy. He's a weirdo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's really neat. Really cool.
Haven't seen this in a long time either. That little headshot with the little caption. I like that.
It helps because you know who's talking.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what the thing is, too. Is one of the things I always emphasize is clarity in your storytelling. If the worst thing in the world is someone's looking through your book and they flip back, go, wait, who said that? What? Anytime you have to break the illusion, they're sort of take them out of the story. Super bad. Right. Always make it so it should flow like water, perfectly smooth, and no interruptions.
This is so cool. That shadow on the ground.
Oh yeah, the light cutting into the shadow.
Yeah. And look, he found a sombrero. Underwater Mexicans. It says a Mexican sombrero. Then suddenly a cry on my phone. Trouble topside. It's those Mexicans.
So he does have an iPhone.
Yeah. This is great work. I love that. That Kirby.
He's cool, man.
He's going somewhere. He's going places. Chip Hardy. I never heard of this comic.
Just think how much did Jack actually draw? Like how many images?
Yeah.
You know, we're talking 20,000. You know, or something. I don't know.
Right.
Something like that, or more. I don't know, more or less. I'm just taking a wild guess, really.
Could be more. A large baby.
It's a crazy character.
This way, child. See where I point the cane. He is a large baby.
But he kind of looks like Jack Kirby. Going back to my original point, he kind of.
Oh wow, that face doesn't look really at all like a Jack Kirby face. The one to the far right in that far panel, and the left to the right panel, I guess I should say.
This one right here.
The one to the other side.
The pipe guy.
No, back.
The old guy.
The guy holding the pipe.
Okay.
Yeah, going to the right.
Gotcha.
For the right panel.
No, keep going. It's the guy in the black
panel.
The guy with the pipe
with
in
the
the
pipe.
right panel.
This
guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Took me a while.
Looks like a villain in a Jimmy Stewart movie.
He looks like FDR, you know.
Yeah. Looks tired. That looks like Aunt May. I love the fact this old man just being carried around this big baby. Take me to the dean's office.
Now the same guy, the old man, that's a Kirby face. So now
Yeah.
I kind of want to read this story now. It's so weird, you know. Like I'm like,
It's odd.
What's it saying?
Yeah, I've never heard of this comic before. It's called Chip Hardy by Jack Kirby and Will Elder. I'm guessing Will Elder's the inker.
Mm-hmm.
Or do you think he's a co-writer?
Yeah, I thought it sounded like I think he's a writer. But Jack did write a lot of stuff, and he barely got a plot from somebody, and he would go in there and draw it out. It's kind of wild to think that they drew it without words, and then maybe in the way that's a good way to do something, because you have to really tell that story completely with the emotion of the faces and stuff, and really convey that, and then just plopping words in. I guess I don't know.
Right, try and make it work.
It would be funny to go through something like this and make up your own words.
Yeah.
Make it really stupid, you know.
That would be awesome.
That would be a fun project.
Baby giant man is a robot.
Yeah, he takes his head off here. The child, a huge creature in the image of a man, Gideon's servant. Its origin is as mystifying as their visit to the office of Dean Oliver. Like that's in big letters. Like big reveal. Dean Oliver. Yeah, this is an interesting looking book. I have no idea what it's about. Gideon Challenger was called the Sorcerer. So, okay, so Gideon Challenger is this old man here.
I kind of wonder what back then, with what he was getting paid, was he getting paid well?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think because what these guys were complaining as they got into the 70s, 60s, and 70s. I think that they weren't getting paid well. But in the beginning, in the very start, I wonder if they were, because cartoonists, those old Al Cap and stuff, pretty wealthy guys. I wonder if these guys, or were they just getting ripped off by the companies or the publishers? Who knows?
Yeah, could have been. Yeah, this is the one that I saw these pages and I was like, wow, I want to find this book.
That's
Sky
impressive.
Masters of the Space Force. Yeah. Look at all that texture on the moon surface.
Yeah. Yeah. No, this is really cool.
It is. Again, this is just my opinion. I like it better than his Marvel and DC stuff.
Yeah. I mean, all that funky shape stuff, that abstract stuff, I think it's interesting, but it's not necessarily my favorite thing,
Yeah.
Wow. I'm assuming this is like photo reference stuff, but this is really nice.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Alex Raymond's work and Alex, is it Williams or Al Williams? Yeah.
Look at how he created that
Wow.
that with just black and white. He created that feeling of nighttime and lights on.
Yeah.
Just, I mean,
the
that's
structure.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive to pull that off, because you got, I mean, think about how much thinking you got to put into that thing just to kind of make it work.
Yep. See, in my dumb brain, I would have seen, okay, the light source is over here, so I'm going to put Cast Shadow all on his back. I would not have thought of lighting him up like this.
Yes,
But he stands
Yeah,
out.
stand
He's got
out.
black background
Right.
next to it. Yeah.
that's one thing I've done more lately in my comics is realizing you don't really need. You can kind of break the rules of light.
Yeah.
You could have one guy kind of shaded on one side, and another guy, and a light source coming from the other side, and if as long as it looks cool, it doesn't matter.
It's the real
Right.
cool.
Think about design. That's more than realism.
Yeah. Like that face right there. That ear just popping out of the black.
Yep. A lot of guys do that. Frazetta did that. And it's cool. Although I would say one thing though about looking at this stuff, which I think is more impressive than the Marvel stuff, it also isn't as fun. When he got a little more simplified, it does have a little more. You're thinking of Fantastic Four,
Right.
and when you look at a panel, it just looks like it's like you're going to have a whole bunch of fun. This is a little more almost serious, which is cool, but
Yeah, it's fun to see he had the chops to do this if he wanted to,
Yeah.
but he decided to go for like the energy.
Yeah, it's like learning Pablo Picasso could actually draw people and not like just cubism. And I don't mean to be funny, like it really is that way, because Jack Kirby, I always picture like this stylized, blocky cartooning that he's known for doing. And so seeing this stuff just kind of breaks my head a little bit.
yeah.
See, Creative Face says it's funny when people say you look like a certain artist, but you've never heard of them.
Yeah.
The phone is a tin can on the end of the air hose. Yeah. Alex Raymond, Stan Drake, and Al Williams are all photorealists. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Stan Drake. Yeah, I guess Stan Drake. I'm trying to think of who's Stan Drake. Of course, Al Williamson's very photorealistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Alex Raymond had models come in. He would draw for models. All right, next page.
Wow, That is really impressive. Yeah, see, he couldn't do these as fast. That's part of the problem.
Oh, I love this panel here. Look at that blast off.
Yep,
That's awesome.
it's cool, man. Just think ink on paper, and you got yourself. You can see the lighting of that. You can see, you can imagine a CGI fully formed illustration, but this guy managed to sort of do it with just black and white ink. Incredible.
Yeah, and then zooming into like this rocket portion, you see how imperfect it is. Like those lines are not straight, hard lines. They're a little wavy, a little imperfect here in that bend.
Yep. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Yeah, you pull back and look at the whole image, and it's just it's beautiful. It reads well.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, super precise lines that don't have character.
Yeah, it's very true.
I remember like a couple years ago, I thought, hey, I'm going to illustrate, this is going to be so great to be able to do my comics on the computer. And I created like a perfect stroke in Photoshop, perfectly taken everything. And then I used my the duplicate command on the thing, and I duplicated a bunch of them all in a row. And I thought, and I put it on a cylinder, and it looked terrible. I couldn't believe it. It was so perfect. It just looked unpleasant. It looked completely static, and had no character. And I don't know what I'm trying to look for words. Fake, almost like, I don't know. I didn't like it. And then I just did it freehand. Like, oh my gosh, it's like, now that shocked me, because I thought, a perfect feathering job was the best, right? The guy who could do the perfect feathering, he's the best. I don't believe that anymore. There's something about the human quality of it, the imperfection, which actually adds more to the character of the piece. And I'm still mystified by that.
Yeah,
but it's true.
So I read that some of this is inked by Wally Wood, and some of it is inked by Dan Wood, not related to Wally Wood.
Okay. Well, that explains it. There's a little more, some of those, like, some of this detail and stuff. That's
yeah.
That face.
That face.
There's your Kirby face.
That MODOK.
It's MODOK. Yeah.
Those are the G forces. Just
you're right. Oh, this is so cool too. Just looking at the backs of them. An artist can take a boring shot, like the scene is 6 guys sitting in a room watching a TV screen, and make it visually interesting like this.
Yeah, well,
I'm so impressed.
Look at all the figures. The guys to the right of the panel with the hats on, with the commanders' hats. Look at their gestures. One's pulled back and leaning a little bit towards the edge of the panel. One's leaning forward. That is dynamics, and that's really cool when you do that.
Yeah, I think a lot of artists would read like that script and be like, boring scene. And because of that, they're kind of locked into that, and they draw something boring. It comes out on paper.
You can make anything exciting, really, if you know what you're doing.
Yeah, it's just great.
Is that Corsica from Star Wars? It kind of looks like it.
Yeah, it kind of does. Love that ink splatter back here. That's so cool looking. And that's the end of the first week. Whatever that means. Must have been like the strip, like a daily strip or something.
Yeah, it was in a newspaper.
Yeah. All right. In 1959, Kirby finally settled at Marvel Comics Group, previously known as Timely Atlas.
What year was the space one that we were just looking at?
That was, let me see if I can find a year on it. I don't see a year.
That's probably something
I
you
like
can
the
find
fact
by
that
looking up.
Space Force was like an official U.S. thing, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just recently.
Yep. So 1959, he settled into Marvel Comics. Their line at the time consisted of Love, Western, and Monster Comics, and Kirby was put to work on all three. He drew the Rawhide Kid, the Two Gun Kid, and as he had before, found the Western setting to be an enjoyable one to draw. I had no idea he drew Westerns.
Yeah, I thought he did, yeah. I mean, all those guys did.
Oh, yeah. We did see some of that stuff early on, didn't we? Last time.
Yeah, we did.
That's funny how the Western just doesn't do it for anybody anymore. And I think that the part of the problem is it's boring. You know, you just desert kind of looking places. It's not, it's nothing interesting to look at. And even in color, what do? You got brown to color it. You can't, there's no trees and there's
right,
no flowers that, just like the deserty kind of.
Yeah.
Right there, essentially.
Sorry.
A slight
Let's see.
superior
Go grab.
revival.
My brother got me this here recently. Tex Willer Westerns. And this artwork is beautiful. See if I can show it off here.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Love that panel right there.
Yeah, that is impressive.
Jeez.
I mean, that's 3-point perspective there. That's,
Yeah.
In the desert.
And the thing is,
desert.
you think about back then, like, okay, you're doing 3-point perspective. You have to have a big drawing table because you got to go way off the page. Huh?
Yeah.
Your points.
Wow.
Horses. I hate drawing horses.
Horses are really, really tough. My horses are not too bad now, but man, they took me a long time to get a halfway decent horse.
That's amazing.
But yeah, this is really cool looking stuff. Oh, this. Okay. Last page I'll show off and then we'll stop.
Oh, that is freaking cool, man. Wow. Incredible. Oh, look at that shot. That is cool, man.
That's a really.
So, I was saying, Western settings are boring, but that guy managed to pull that one off.
Right. I think, like I was saying earlier, I think it's the mindset you go into a project with. Like, if you read something, you're like, oh, this is a boring scene. You're going to draw a boring scene.
Yeah. And maybe, that's the thing. Maybe when you color that, you got to be imaginative with your colors. You got to use blues and purples and yellows and reds or something to kind of make, almost like you can't, in other words, you can't really color it realistically, really, or it's going to be a little dull.
Creative Face says 1958 Sky Matrix. Okay. So it was just the year before he went to Marvel. Aaron makes a good Western. Yeah, he does. I enjoyed reading Wraith of God.
Well, I think that's, really, I think if Aaron was just doing a straight Western, I don't think it would be selling that well. Got to have the vampires, the wolf, the all that fun stuff in it. The Wolfman and the Headless Horseman is, of course, the new one. And
yeah,
that to me captures my interest. Just Westerns to me, I don't know. For comics, visually not visually great,
Yeah. No, again, like for me, like this stuff is just straight Western. There's nothing supernatural, but this stuff looks freaking awesome. I can't read it because was it French, Justin? Would you get it in?
It's Italian. I got it in
Italian. Oh, that's right, Italy.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, this is nice stuff here.
I wonder if that's Joe Sinnott inking it, because whenever you see those really crazy perfect lines.
I think this is just pencils here.
Oh, it's pencil. Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's so soft, and that's why he got that good gradation.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is him.
There's the crackle.
Yeah.
The legendary crackle.
Did we see Crackle like early on, like in the like the 40s, whenever he was drawing? Because
I don't think so.
The last images we were looking at of what is it, Sky Masters or Space Force or whatever. There's like a line of white behind the title. That it almost looks like the beginning of Kirby Crackle. Like that's where he started to get the idea.
Oh yeah.
Oh, here.
Yeah. Where you can see like there's circles kind of cutting into the white.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah,
I think this is the first time we're seeing like the full blown Kirby Crackle. Just so much detail. And look at that. What kind of perspective is that, Dan?
Well, it is 3-point in a way, because you got all those buildings are going down to below the into the ground, and then you've got some other buildings going kind of back in different directions. So you've got to it's sort of 3-point. Really, it's difficult.
Okay.
But he's not like he's measuring it with with vanishing points. He's just winging it, but he's thinking that way. Yeah, that's so cool. That rock is floating and that little chunk is breaking off.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got so much going on this page. Just the body language, all three characters.
It's like my hammer's up there.
Right.
Is this just a page? Is this not a cover?
I think it's a cover.
Oh. It is pretty wide.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was finished, then he probably had a lot of lettering blurbs all over the place.
Right, because there's lots of room at the top of the header.
Yeah. The figures do look a little small for a Kirby cover, though.
Yeah.
I'd be interested. I wish I knew somebody who knew the what this was used for.
Yeah, I just noticed there's more little buildings back in here.
Maybe it's just unused because it wasn't cover worthy,
Right. Black Bolt.
He didn't skip leg day, did he?
No, he did not.
Or forearm day.
Yeah. Or swimming. Look at the shoulders. These look like sketches, but done with pen. Don't they?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't look like pencil. It looks like ink. There's Karnak.
Now, Karnak, was he karate chop guy? I mean, it looks familiar to me, but I've seen him before. But
yeah, he had the power to find like any weak point and whatever he was fighting, like a wall. He could like knock down a wall, but finding the one spot, the one weak spot to hit.
Really good at insults.
Yeah.
He was a mean girl. And he could pick out your insecurities pretty easily.
Bad breaker upper, like in Seinfeld, that guy who.
Gorgon. It's pretty cool.
Now, see, that's funny when you think about like small soldiers. They had the Gorgonites. It's like that. A lot of that stuff is, again, it's in the culture. It's in there, passed on.
Right. And this is this Crystal?
I think that's Crystal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's her picture of Johnny Storm back there.
That's what attractive women were back then, guys.
Yeah.
What was it, Carol Channing or something?
The cheekbones. See, nowadays it's dim thighs. Back then it was dim cheekbones.
That's a little psycho though with the picture of the guy.
It is, yeah.
On the Reddit bed, you know.
I'm a stalker.
Stalker. Man, look at that! Just that panel with just explosion. It just looks so cool. That's where I'm talking about how he was going fast, but somehow this is art. You know, this is
right.
This is you could have this just as a graphic image. The darks, the lights, the way he was handling the pencil. It's so cool.
It's like poof, Thor's pals vanish in blast. And a moment later, they are in invaded city.
I wonder, I think this is like probably what he would give the inker. Something like this.
Yeah, probably would.
Yeah, because if you look at these lines in the building and stuff, they're really not going to one single vanishing point. Just kind of fudge, but you don't care. It's close enough, you know?
Right. The illusion is there.
So much hustle bustle in that picture. It's great.
Yeah.
Like I packed a sack.
That guy's looting. He's taking advantage of the situation.
He's kidnapping kids in that sack. It's just my things. I'll be on my way. Look at that car. That's so cool. Like it reads as a car, even though it's just nothing. It's not much to it.
Mm-hmm. Great face.
Yeah, classic Kirby face. Those eyes. That nose. It's Galactus.
That's a cool
Who
forward.
kind of looks like the baby man fat.
Right, the child.
Robot.
Yeah.
Huge head.
He's like,
Yep.
He just put a helmet on him.
Just put a helmet on him, yeah.
You know, I think some of that, like, I noticed when I'm looking at someone's Frazettas and stuff like that, the heads are actually somewhat large. And I've noticed that, I think the reason is because I've happened to myself too when I'm drawing, is you're trying to see the face when you're drawing. You tend to make the head larger sometimes, because I'll draw something and I'll bring it into Photoshop and I'll just reduce the head down a little bit to get it where I want. But I kind of like, I'm trying to just see the details, trying to get more details in that face. And it's kind of hard, you know, with your implements and your vision, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, there are times where I put lips and I'm like, the lips, like on a tiny drawing, like the lips are going from like jaw to jaw because it's so small,
right.
Like the tiniest line.
Yeah. I like the life you put into that cape. It just looks, like it's billowing.
Yeah, a few lines, man. It's got
Yeah.
you know. Dynamics. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. That guy running forward. Yeah.
The guy tripping over, pretending to run. It's off center,
Yeah.
but it looks cool.
Yep. The Forever People. That's who they are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's that cowboy that Cassidy guy or something, or Kid Colt or something that they're using there.
Oh, that's Kid Colt. Okay.
I don't know. I think it's one of those. The westerns are still hanging on for dear life, but here comes the sci-fi space race and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
It's so much like Toy Story and Woody and Buzz,
Mm-hmm.
Dark Side.
Is that the cube that
Mother
Oh, the Mother Box.
Yeah,
could be. Yeah, I've never heard of the Forever People. Is that a DC thing? Anybody know?
Yeah, I read that
I've heard of it,
ago.
but I don't know where it's from.
Yeah, probably though.
And this is the last image, guys.
Oh, really? That's different.
Yeah.
Wonder what's this one from? Because this is completely not Kirby looking,
Yeah, it's just an illustration. Looks like. Look at that face. It just looks so different from what we're used to seeing.
It's very delicate.
Yeah.
Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Right.
Put it together and Woody.
Wow.
Yep, that's it, guys.
That's awesome.
That was neat. I like it. Yeah, fascinating to see, the little bit of stuff we don't know of.
Yeah. Yeah, like I never heard of that Sky Masters, and now I'm gonna hunt it down. I'd like to find it. I saw they did a crowdfunder for it. Like they released a little omnibus song for it, like just a year ago, 2024, I think.
Oh wow.
Sometimes I don't know if some of those books the old books aren't necessarily expensive, and sometimes they are.
Yeah.
Get originals. It's really strange how the whole collector market is weird. How it's like it sort of peaks when the people who read the comics at a certain age, like if you read them when you're 8, when they get to be about 40 or 50 and they've got disposable income, that's when those prices,
right,
all that stuff, skyrockets, and you'll see things, like the Todd McFarlane or Rob Liefeld, all that stuff, that stuff's taking off like crazy. But the weird thing is, if those guys drew an original right now, it wouldn't sell as much. Like they wouldn't be as worth as much. People are buying their childhood. It's
right.
a really strange thing, but so it's almost like stocks. You got to know when to buy, when to sell. So if you can live long enough, all this stuff would become really cheap because the people who had it when their kids are gone.
Right. Very true.
Either you buy it right away, or you gotta wait past their time.
Yeah, people will be 60 years from now, like shilling Dark Knight Returns pages, at the local fair.
Yeah. People will be like, "Who? What?"
Yeah. Although that one is not going to change because it's the story of
Batman.
Well, I mean, not just Batman, but it's an actual story that's a classic now. It's kind of like like Lord of the Rings or something. One of these things that are sticking around because it's still just as good. It was a good thing. It was a good piece of art. Some of the stuff what I'm talking about is like things that really weren't that great, but you had them when you were a kid and you thought, like this picture for instance, it's cool. It's all right. I mean, it's kind of neat. But now if you were 8 or 6 when you saw this, and you saw it now, you go, oh my gosh, you get that rush of
nostalgia
kicking in, and it might pay a good penny for this,
Yeah.
but it would have to be that because I mean, this it's a fun piece. It's a neat piece. I like it, but as far as like worth a lot of money kind of thing,
right?
It takes nostalgia to do that.
Yeah, or if someone like us who's like a fan of Jack Kirby, we knew it was Kirby, we'd be like, oh, that's that.
Yes, yeah,
that Kirby that doesn't look like Kirby. I'll buy that.
Plus, another way it stays alive if it stays in print. Like I mean, I don't really know. Are they still printing the Dark Knight? They probably are, right? I mean,
I think so,
has it ever gone out of print?
I don't think it ever has.
I mean, I don't know what they do with it. But I would imagine they probably keep sending them to bookstores and they keep selling them, or Watchmen or something like that. So you get the people will still be young when they read them, even though they're because they're getting them for the first time when they're from different avenues, different places.
Yeah. Very true. So Justin and I came from convention a couple of weeks ago where I got that Jack Kirby portfolio, and I got this portfolio here. This is Bernie Wrightson.
Oh yeah,
man.
Yeah, blow this up here.
Oh, that's great.
So I haven't cracked it open yet, but if you want, we can do this again next week maybe, and
sure.
Let's keep it going, and just reviewing great artist stuff. Yeah, the masters.
I used to have a look back. I used to have that book, and I don't know what the heck I did with it. Did I lend it to somebody or something? But it is just gone.
Sucks.
And it's like, oh.
Also picked this up. It's called Solomon Kane, a sketchbook by Gary Gianni. I don't know if you're familiar who that is.
I know Gary Gianni's work, yeah.
And there's like some art cards back here too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Now he was like, where I became acquainted with him was in Hellboy. That he had, there was backup features and stuff like that.
Okay, so yeah, I'll get this also scanned up, and we can go over that stuff.
Yeah, he's like a very classical, traditional illustrator.
Yeah, just from seeing that, the cards back here, like.
Yeah, I love that.
That looks great. Also picked up Bernard Hogarth's Arthur Portfolio Volume 2. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's get myself up here. There we go. I love the line art on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Hogarth was like my intro to anatomy, comic anatomy.
Oh, was he?
Hogarth, is that the guy that did the dynamic anatomy book? Like, yeah. Bern Hogarth.
Yeah.
Okay,
Bern Hogarth, yeah.
Yeah. In some ways, I didn't. That anatomy sometimes to me is a little funky though in that book.
Yeah.
This is a EC Portfolio 5. There's some Wally Wood stuff.
Wally Wood, yeah.
Yeah, it's another book. And I don't know if you guys like Carl Barks, but I do. So I picked this up here. Donald Duck, Carl Barks.
Yeah.
Library of Covers.
For a minute, I thought you said Karl Marx, and I'm like, I don't think I can get on board.
He was a pretty good artist.
Yeah.
No, I said Charles Barkley.
Not a fan.
The great Charles Barkley.
Yeah, all that Disney stuff. It's interesting how it evolved into like this. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but it's beautifully classically drawn now. Like you think about Bugs Bunny when he was the first cartoons, and it's just not there yet.
Yeah.
And then when that era with Mel Blanc and stuff, all of a sudden the style is just slick. It's just put together right, and you don't even know why. You're like, why does the first Bugs Bunny look, and then Bugs Bunny now look fantastic? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's art, and that's the interesting thing about art. It's like, why does this look so good?
Right. Creative Face says you should get Aaron for the Bernie show.
Yeah, Aaron Lepresti.
Yeah. I don't know Aaron, so I'll shoot an invite out. You do? Okay. Why don't you invite him then, Dan?
Well, I do the Graybeards with him every week.
That's right. Yeah. 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 Dan will invite Aaron. We'll get him here for the Bernie show. We'll do that.
Although I've been trying to get him to go on Katie Did's show, and he won't do that. He's just always so busy. So I don't know what he's doing, but
yeah,
he does. He's. I think the thing is he's got, especially too as a professional artist, you got to watch how much you do, and he's got he goes on the Comics Gay Kings guys and draws there sometimes, but then he's got his Tuesday show with the professionals, and that's Billy Tucci and Graham Nolan and all those guys. And then of course he does Graybeards, but after Graybeards, then he does the landing party with Graham and I'm trying to think of
Ron Garney.
Ron Garney, yeah. And that Star Wars girl, Anna, that Star Wars girl. So that's like, then he does a Sunday show. So he's
busy.
He's got he actually, I know he does. It's hard to tell if he likes these shows or not, because sometimes he goes, I do these shows. But then I think he kind of likes them.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, as a professional artist, you got to promote it, obviously, but you got to be on the drawing table too, man.
Yeah,
that's right. You got to produce stuff.
Exactly.
This stuff, doing shows like this, it's just fun, but it's a little like goofing off too,
Yeah. Yeah. I find it inspirational, it makes me want to go hit the drawing board even harder, Yeah.
It's funny when we do that Graybeard show and we just sort of talk the first bit. Sometimes that extends a little longer, and you can see it, like, this is how you, not just how you draw, but this is how you procrastinate.
Right.
Expert procrastination and being on, we'll show you how to do it right,
Right. This is how professionals procrastinate. Creative Face says, I know Aaron as well. Cool. Aaron live on Sunday. Aaron's a grumpy Gus. Yeah.
Well, he's somewhat grumpy, but also
he's
fun.
a good guy.
He's playing a little bit up too, playing the character a little bit,
Right. Yeah.
Everybody gives him a hard time, so
I'll invite him just for you, Creative Faye. I'll send him an invite. Okay, well that's oh yeah, I've got one more thing. Another pickup. Bravo per Adventure. This is Alex Toth.
Ooh, Alex Toth.
Artist edition. So I did a comic book for this comic book shop owner, and this is how he paid me. He's like, take any artist edition you want. I said, well, I want this Alex Toth one. You give me a discount. He's like, just take it. I'm like, all right.
That's nice.
Wow. Man, you cleaned up at this convention.
Yeah. I'm not a huge Toth fan, because I just don't have anything that I read that he did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if I had some books, maybe I would become one, but he was just before my time, and
Gotcha.
I didn't really, I mean, when I came in, I mean, it was all Gil Kane, John Romita, John Buscema, Gene Colan, and that was like those are the guys of my era.
Yeah.
So the Buscema brothers, obviously. So yeah. And a little bit, Al Williamson and stuff. He did some really cool stuff, like the Blade Runner movie adaptation, which was extraordinary.
Yeah, did he work on Star Wars as well?
Yeah, some Star Wars stuff. So, but actually, for me, when I as a comic book fan, I mean, I didn't have much money, so I didn't have that many comics, but the comics that I had, I treasured.
Yeah,
and I really looked at them. I approached them. Like I loved art. I loved the art in them. And so I remember when I had like 10 comics, and I considered them my art lessons. And I just went over these books and just absorbed them, because I'm buying them with my paper route money.
Right? Yeah.
So it's like a quarter was like, oh, I'm parting with a quarter. Okay.
Sometimes I think about, like, when you grow up with comics, and like you said, you don't have a lot. You read them over and over and over again, like hundreds of times.
Yeah.
And then later on, you just read a comic once, and then it just goes in your box, and it's just a totally different experience.
Yeah.
It
and
is.
of course, your age has a lot to do with it too. you're just when you're young, you have that absorption thing. How you absorb languages and how you absorb anything.
True.
It's like,
and the quality is different too. I mean, the quality of writing.
yeah, sometimes it's worse.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I
said,
meant.
I've gotten
You read it
modern
once, you're like,
comics.
yeah, I'll have to read that
I've
again.
gotten modern comics, and I'm like, I don't even know what the heck's going on here. They're this is not even. I can't even understand what this is.
Yeah.
And that's terrible. At least the old comics, at least they you could read them. They're readable.
Right.
An actual story. Yeah, some of that image stuff, man, that was. It's like, what was that? I don't know, but
it looks pretty, and that's
not all of it though.
That's what we bought the books though, right? Because the artist.
Well, I think a lot of it was hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's complicated because you had the we talk about like X-Men and Jim Lee, who's a very good artist, obviously, but
right.
He's also standing on the shoulders of 20 years of top selling X-Men books. So people are like, oh my gosh, he sold 1 million copies of X-Men 1. Anybody would have sold 1 million copies of X-Men 1 because it's an X-Men 1. Because people had been, when they've got that. I mean, if you have that giant size X-Men, you had 10 of those, you could retire, right? Or something like, or you get on to work for a couple of years or something, But if it was back now, then they decided, oh, we're going to flood the market with all these number one comics, and they ruined the number ones. So it's like that doesn't you kind of shot your wad there, sort of thing. You only get one shot at that.
See, Credit Face says a little self-serving, but I'll be doing a launch stream for Dave Sim's new book. He's a Luddite, so he won't be on stream, but I did get one of the artists whose book is featured. Nice. What channel is that on, Credit Faye?
On her channel, I believe.
Her channel? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to go on that, except I got something going on tomorrow, but that's tomorrow, yeah.
Okay, cool. Check it out.
So, yeah. Dave Sim. Creative Faye did an interview with Dave, a pretty comprehensive interview. So it was interesting. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, before we go, do you guys have anything you want to push? Anything you want to talk about? Promote?
Well, who wants to go?
Why don't you go, Dan? Go ahead, go.
All right. Let's see. I have what have I got?
Your website.
Yeah, I got my website with original artwork and all that kind of stuff, and that stuff I draw on Graybeards and Kings and that sort of thing. But there's a new announcement. It's kind of exciting. Is Aaron Lopresti is doing a comic book anthology called Barbaric, and I'm actually going to write and draw a 10-page story, 12-page story in that.
Oh, nice.
So this is like people are going to see me write for the first time, which is really scary because I'm always like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. Now it's like, oh shit, this doesn't bite me in the butt, This doesn't make any sense. What the heck? This crap,
right.
Like, so.
That's right. You just set the bar really high for yourself.
I know. I should just not done any comic books, and I could sit there and be, oh, this is not that good, So yeah,
that's really cool.
That's what I'm mostly excited about is really doing comics. Now, of course, I'm also going to do a 10-pager for Frog Meets World with Ethan's Cyberpunk character, but I haven't gotten the script for that yet, and so I'm not sure exactly when that's going to. I mean, they've launched it, but Ethan hasn't got me going with it yet. So, which is I'm kind of excited, but a little bit scared too. Because the Cyberfrog character is so complicated to draw.
Yeah,
he is nuts, and he created this. Because you think about like when you're drawing somebody like an Iron Man, you got a reflective.
Right.
You put a streak across there to get the reflection of his leg or something. Cyberfrog is ridges on each one that are little askew. So you can't just go with one stroke. You got to go through each one of those things and draw the reflective, square.
Right.
So it becomes just, oh my gosh, it's so complex. But it's cool, it's a cool pic. That's why he's, it's a popular character. It's a cool looking thing.
Right.
but man, he gave himself a real a challenge when he did that.
He's so good at drawing the reflections too. Like he puts so much detail in each reflection.
Yes. He's everything. That's his thing. Is his detail is mind-boggling. So I've got to try to figure out how to, adopt some of that, but still keep my style going. And so we'll see what happens. I mean, hope it's okay. I mean, there's been a lot of guys who tried it. Like Kelsey did a much more simplified version of Cyberfrog, and it kind of worked. It was kind of neat, And some other guys, Kane and White did a pretty good version, and EJ Morris, his is pretty good. So there's been some guys with some good efforts. I don't think anyone's quite captured the Cyberfrog completely, maybe, but it's so difficult to do. My first tries were terrible. Oh my gosh, they were so bad. It's like learning how to draw horses. It's so complicated.
Yeah.
It's not like you have some reference. Like I can't, because usually when I sit down, I can I'll look at the character, and then I'll put it through the Dan Lawless sort of mixer. Yeah. And then all my knowledge of drawing superheroes comes out, and I put it through the mixer, and it gets something okay. Cyberfrog, you can't do that because there's no reference for that. It's uniquely Ethan's style.
Right.
So you just have to. I have to actually. It's like going. You have to study it. You have to actually study it like you're studying for an exam. And you have to memorize it, and I just draw. I got pages and pages of just drawing his drawings, because that's how the best way for me to learn something is I have to not trace it, but sit down and just draw it and see if I can get it. And then after a while, you start to absorb it, and you get the feel of it. And then once you know that anatomy, then you can start to be expressive with it. You can start to push it a little bit, but you got to first grasp exactly how this anatomy of his works, and it's very frog-like. It's real. The whole thing is weird, but cool. Yeah, very challenging. So I'm a little scared of that one.
Yeah. Do you want to pull up your website? Sure, that
I could do that.
Show it off.
Let me find it.
I did put your link down in the description. Same for you, Fabrizio. Put your website in the description of this episode.
Thank you.
There it is.
Okay, yeah. I just did this website. I did this in Wix,
Okay, cool.
And Wix is so easy. It's if a dummy like me can do it, man, anybody can do it. So it's pretty easy to work on. So I got my original art page here, and then I created it so each one of these, when you click on it, like this is the one I did on
nice
on Gravebird just this week, And then I you can just make it go back to where you wanted to. There's one I did. I think I did this on Graybeard as well.
That's really cool.
Lobo. So they're all for sale, and so that's kind of cool. That's about it. Really, I really don't have much on the. I have a merchandise page. It just takes me to take some things to Redbubble, and a sign up page, and then a contact page, and an about page with some of my stuff on it. So super easy, super simple. You kind of want to do that, and of course there's all these things up here. You can all my links to X and YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Redbubble, and Ko-Fi is another thing that I've just put up there recently. I haven't really done much with it yet, too. But I kind of feel weird about asking people for something until I have something. You know what I mean?
Like that level was last week. You're getting old, Dan.
Yeah. Anyways, I am old. Yeah, that's it.
Very cool.
Cool.
Fabrizio, want to share yours?
Sure. I will just show issue 4, which is. I forget how to do this damn thing.
I think I'd like to have a comic book rack. I feel like I'd be more inclined to read them if they're on a rack.
Right.
Do you put your favorites there, Fabrizio? Do you what like to do like the choice comics get there? Is that it?
So this is just a little preview. This is issue 4. which will be coming out maybe in a couple weeks. So I figured I'd just kind of show a little bit of that. Probably going to do a Kickstarter, maybe the end of the month or something like that. Horace H. Hoover, Cult Detective. Issues 1 through 3 are on my site, HoraceHoover.com. And we got like the showdown here.
Yeah, this art is
slow.
really cool.
Last time I know it went very fast.
Yes, you did. Can you zoom in a little bit so we can see those pages?
Zoom in a little bit, yeah. There you go.
There you go.
So this kind of picks up with the book bug, who is sort of a character that lives underneath a library, and he sort of questions and kills people that research a little too much into the forbidden knowledge. So this is sort of the end of the arc. So Horace kind of comes back, and they kind of fight, and we get a resolution to the 4-issue arc. I don't want to get too many spoilers, but
right.
Yeah. So they.
Yeah, this has such a retro feel. Just looking at the stuff that we were just looking at, and then I'm looking at this, going, "Yeah, this is more classic comics," you know.
Thank you. I mean, I'm definitely a Bronze Age person, so I kind of put everything that I like into the comic. Not everything that people like, just what I like.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the ticket, though, because if you like it, there will be other people who also like it too. So you find those people, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully. It's funny whenever I go to a convention and I have a booth and people, I can see the type of person that's going to stop at my table. Like if I can just tell. I'm like, yeah, they'll probably stop here. I'm like, that person is definitely not going to stop at this table. So anyway, I'll be doing a Kickstarter probably the end of the month, and this will be issue 4, and I'll have all 4 issues available for that. I'm just kind of finishing up lettering and
what is the person
color.
that likes your stuff? Are they older? Are they younger? Are they?
I would say older that likes Bronze Age, but a little younger because they don't mind a little bit of weird. Because obviously it's a guy with that wears a vacuum cleaner on his head. So, but I try to tell them, I know it looks weird, but it's less weird than you would think, if that makes any sense. It's just, it is sort of like a constrained, it's not too wacky. I just picked visually interesting things and kind of crammed them into a book, basically. So.
Well, Creative Fayla is a big fan, obviously.
Yeah, thank you. She's been awesome.
Yeah, and I've got my H.H. Hoover posters right up here.
Yes.
My background.
Yeah. Well, that's the trick, is it to take it's like Doc Savage. He was kind of weird, like with that strange skull cap kind of thing, but then he's sort of normal. Like that's in any story, you got to go push it to the weird, but then sort of make that like that's somehow normal. Even like Lord of the Rings, it's really, when you think about it, it's weird, but elves and dwarves and everything. But you somehow make it real and make it normal, and then it's a good, fun story, it's because it's different, but a different reality. But they got to make that thing happen. Yeah,
getting over the hump, I think, of like selling the character. He has a vacuum cleaner on his head. If you can get over that, you will get into the world and enjoy it. But
but you're saying this is fun. This is not too serious. It's sort of like saying, it's like the saying I get it kind of thing. This is about fun, about and then you play in that playground. Then
they say that like when times are tough, like in the economy and the world, you kind of look for fun things. And I was doing this like pre-COVID. Things are not looking great. Everything's shut down. So instead of doing horror, which I usually do, I wanted to do something that was just sort of like pure fun. There
used to be a villain that's got like a HVAC, like a 10-gallon HVAC head, just huge, massive, almost like his Venom, like the Venom to Spider-Man. Just.
Well, it reminds me of a kind of the feel you might get from a Captain Stern. Or do you remember like Megaton Man? things like that, where they weren't as serious comics, but they were still fun to read. They were still adventure stories, but the way they're drawn, in that style, it's like saying, okay, this is going to be a crazy thing, but it's going to be fun. You're going to have a good time.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Gru-like, but Gru is one of my favorite comics growing up. So it has like a little like flavor of Gru, where it's a little absurd sometimes.
Yeah, but even when you think about like the Disney DuckTales and stuff like that, whatever, they're fun to read. You could sit down and read a Dennis the Menace comic book, and it's a lot of fun. And that's the whole attitude. I think it's all these things kind of come together, and you have a little more lush illustration version, but it's still that funness that sort of works. Makes it entertaining. Comics, crazy comic stuff.
Right.
That's really what readers want. Like, no one's ever disappointed that their comic book was fun.
Yeah,
right.
That's really what we're all looking for from a comic. We want to be entertained. We want to have fun. I will say, I don't know if I care too much for like the book bug and how much it looks like me. If I just kind of and shave my beard. This is the second time I've seen myself represented as a bad guy in a comic book.
Hey, you have representation. You should be happy about it, right?
Yeah.
I guess I should. I should stop complaining about it and enjoy being a villain in most comics.
Could have a cosplay cover, Fabrizio, and just have my brother pose for you.
Yeah, there you go.
No.
You need a booth babe.
Booth babe.
I'll just be wearing books.
And lastly, I'm going to show off my book here. Cephas #1, currently funding on Fund My Comic. Got 46 backers. I hope to get to 50 before the end of the month. So just need 4 more backers. This is about a outcast vampire who's comes back for revenge and comes across the young boys being chased by werewolves. And so he kind of...
I love that panel. Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of turns to heroic ways in trying to save the kid from the werewolves. So this is Cephas #1. They're the werewolves.
Yeah, that's a great dynamic page. Wow.
Thanks. Yeah. And I did add an add-on here. Let me show it off. There it is. This one right here. It's a little ash can. Got it here. Blow myself up.
Oh, cool.
It's a little ash can. It's called The Grave. This is why I got that Alex Toth book. Because I drew this comic book back in 2018, maybe. And it's just now getting released, now getting published.
That's good.
Yeah, and it's like a little, we got like a pulp hero type book, a little noir.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So I had fun working on this.
Yeah.
So, some more pages there.
There's some serious detail in that building, man.
Thanks. Yeah, I had a lot of fun drawing this. I'm hoping to do more with the writer in the future. So,
yeah, cool. Hey, you did that silhouette thing there with the, with the figures. Like,
yes, I did.
I've never had the guts to do that yet.
Yeah, that one right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I had the Wally Woods. What's it called? Like 9 panels that always work. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Are you guys familiar with that?
Isn't it 21?
Yeah, maybe it is 21 panels that always work. And so I had that out as I was drawing this book, and I was like, I'm going to try like using each one in this book. So that's what I did.
I'd be interested to see what that would be, like what he considers the 21 panels that work.
Is it 21?
Is that online somewhere?
It is, yeah.
Well, if you find a link, could you send that to me? I'm curious now.
Yeah.
I was wrong. It's 22.
It's 22. Oh, no, one extra panel in there. Yeah. You want to pull it up, Fabrizio? You can show Dan.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, so this is Cephas, and I've got a, just real quick here.
What is the origin of the word Cephas? Is that biblical?
It is. It's biblical. It's what Jesus called Peter, changed his name to Cephas, and it means rock.
Oh, okay.
And so the character has rock-like skin. So there's the cover. I got a holofoil. And so you can get this.
Great. Awful.
Yeah, you can get this holofoil cover only here off of my comic.
So
It'll just be on this campaign, and then I'm not going to offer that again. But show that off.
You know, when I was a kid, they never had holofoil covers, but I think I would have loved them if I saw them, because they did have some holofoil stuff, but you know, there was like wasn't on a comic book. You know, that was just too expensive. Yeah. But so I kind of missed that. But I think if I did have that when I was a kid, I would have been really, really enjoyed, because you know, you sit there in bed and just looking at this funky thing shining in the light, you know.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool.
All right, so yeah, so that's my book, Cephas. Stop sharing.
Do you want me to pull that up?
Yeah. I've got two different versions of this. I've got Wally Woods and I've got the Oming one. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's interesting.
So yeah, big head, extreme close up, back of head, that front of head, profile, no background.
Yeah, the black dropped out kind of.
Yeah.
Lighting.
Yeah, so I had that open, and whenever I was drawing that book and just kind of practicing the stuff.
It would be interesting to do that like per artist too, like, you know, Silvestri or whoever, like their like go-to panels, because everybody has their
yeah, that's
ones
true.
that they always use.
The bottom third from the right is like a great idea when you have to give you foreground, middle ground, background.
Yeah,
you can establish those things with that lighting. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yep, that's it.
Some of this stuff is kind of obvious, but it's it's good to have something on hand to remind you,
right?
And sort of instigate because that's when sometimes I'll look at through art before I start drawing.
Yeah,
and it's just sort of all of a sudden it's like you know how you surf the web. It's kind of like that. You surf the ideas that spring from your mind when you look at a piece of art. I remember looking at something and just going, oh, for some reason, there was a color I saw. It was a texture I saw, and it turned into a totally different illustration. But it was it was something that started my thinking. It stimulated my thinking. It's like sometimes you got to have input in, and then to get something that comes out. Just sitting down in front of a blank piece of paper, it doesn't always work that well. Kind of got to have the springboard sometimes. Get stimulate, gets like jumpstart the engine.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll call it a night, and if you guys are up for it, we'll meet again next week and go over some other artwork.
Sure, maybe. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
This is fun.
Yeah, I'm interested in the Bernie Wrightson stuff. Actually, that is cool.
Yeah.
I have a I don't know I think it was a portfolio of prints of 4, and they're pretty cool. You might even do you remember like the Hanover Fist is caught stealing chickens from the Gentleman's Farmers Commune or something. I wonder if I can actually find that. I'll bring that one up if I can find it. But it's one of my favorite Bernie Wrightson illustrations of all time.
Okay.
Hopefully I can find it. Oh, here I think I got it. Okay, good. Let's see if I'll see if it's when I don't really know how good the resolution is until you open it up.
Right. Yeah.
I take the internet is so cool sometimes. I mean, it just,
really is.
it's got its bad side, but man, it's got its good side too.
Oh,
Isn't this great?
I think that's in the
Awesome.
portfolio.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like a 4-part, 4 plates, so to speak, or prints, whatever.
Mhm.
And this was one of them. There's also that one where the big, like, dinosaur dragon is creeping around, and there's a naked young lady in the water.
Oh yeah, it's a
And
dragon.
then there's a werewolf with a in a sort of turn, like this kind of garb here, that the turn of the century kind of garb, holding a beautiful woman. And I'm trying to think what the fourth one was he was fighting some centaur creature in space, some guy, It was pretty cool though. This is my favorite though, and this is talk about, like, we're talking about the lighting and not being really realistic. The light source on this coming, like, hitting his arm there.
Right.
It's like, well, why doesn't it hit his buttocks there either? It just sort of stops here, which is cool. But then that light source on his face, his arm would kind of be covering that. You know what I mean? So he's got these different weird light sources, and he's got these bounce lights in the front of his chest, an area there. It's all wrong, but it's perfectly awesome. Like the red underneath the he throws in here on the rib cage in that area.
Yeah.
Like, what's that doing there? But
it's not on any of the other clothes.
Right, or the other characters.
Yes, exactly. And that's what I try to remind myself that, gosh, it doesn't have to be so realistic. You can just do it, just make it look cool.
Right.
By the way, there's another, speaking of that, Matt, if you're going to do Bernie Wrightson, maybe you should look at that same video, Masters of Comic Book Art. And he was interviewed as well. And again, that stuff, I saw that video just 1 year before I became a comic artist. And it was made in 1986, I believe. And I became an artist professionally. It started in 1987. So that video just really made an impression on me, because it had Neil Adams, it had Will Eisner, it had Jack Kirby, it had
all the great
Frank Miller, and they all were. And I was like, oh my gosh, comics are so cool, And his interview was excellent. And what things I was really surprised at is he is one of these guys that sees it in his mind completed, and then he says he just traces it down. It's all done. For me, it's totally the opposite. I don't know where I'm going half the time. I construct a figure more like the Kirby method, where you're drawing shapes and stuff and building like clay. It's almost like and you finally, I'm surprised suddenly, it's working, but these guys, they're really unusual, and they're kind of like a little like super genius type guys, but they just see it all. And he said he just like an opaque projector. He had just, putting it on his page, and he just draws what he sees in his mind, which I think is incredible, So can you imagine seeing this in your head? Like, it's nuts. I
can't. It's nuts. Yeah.
So that anatomy is just
it makes me wonder what he was thinking, like artistically, like we said, like that light hits his arm, hits his rib cage. We don't see that light anywhere else in that picture.
No, yeah. I mean, it's not even like bouncing off the ground. And the ground is cool in color, But it works. And that's the thing. It works because you got that cool gray color matching that red. That red, just flares up, and the sunset light flares up, and it's just great. Warms and cools. So cool.
Yeah, that's a great piece.
I take a lot of this stuff from like, just, you see how these guys put rosy glows on the noses and cheeks and stuff. I use it all the time in my work. And the 5 o'clock shadow, I use it all the time in my work. It's a way of having reds and blues in your art. You put it in a face. So,
what were you saying, Fabrizio?
I was just gonna say, the 3 like black shapes right in the back, I would be terrified to do that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, no way. It's gonna take your eye just like right to that, and you're not gonna see anything else.
Now, are you talking about like the structure, or are you talking about the guy's shirts?
The structure.
Yeah, the structure, yes, but also the guy's shirts. Look, they're just black shapes.
Yeah.
And again, even on this guy's the one being grabbed, his coat red inside.
Yeah.
Really wouldn't. It'd be in shadow. It'd be if he did it according to what he started out here. This part here is in shadow. This part underneath the top of the coat. I would be just like, oh, this is dark. That must be dark too. And yet he didn't make it dark, and it works. Incredible,
Yeah, matter of fact, I was double taking that because I thought, did he get his legs cut open? Like, what's going on back there?
Yeah. Like, can I zoom in a little? See. Yeah, that's just his jacket.
It's just his jacket. Yeah,
this is the jacket.
It's interesting.
Look at his hand. These hands are great, aren't they?
Yeah, he was always very expressive with his hands.
Yeah. This anatomy is just nuts. It makes no sense. It's just totally cool.
Speaking of Megaton, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And the look at this hand down here. This with the fingers splayed out.
Yeah.
But the wrist, so much of the stuff I look at and I study and see how these guys just make. Why does that feel so gnarly? It just feels bony but muscled too.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, man.
Makes me think of a Michelangelo painting. Like the
drama. Yeah.
The anatomy you'd see on the Sistine Chapel or something.
Yep, but it's not. It's comic still. That's like this
Right.
wouldn't be in it because it's comic-y,
Right, but it's bringing that high art into it, and it's making it a little more sophisticated and giving it some legitimacy. I think.
But the fine art people frown on comic books, and
they do.
And I say, heck with them, because I think it's more fun and more expressive to have a comic book, a cartooniness to the drawings more. It's I don't know, there's something about it that's expressive. Now I think that's changed a little bit. Now people are getting a little more like growing up and going, hey, this is actually pretty cool stuff, and it's pretty important as art.
But I don't get it. I don't get it because I had a painting professor who turned his nose up at me and the illustration stuff I wanted to do.
Yeah,
but that's exactly what Michelangelo was doing on the Sistine Chapel. He was illustrating the Bible. It was illustration.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that's all it was. The art field used to be commercial art.
Yeah,
that's what it was. So, look at those teeth and that jowl.
Yeah,
it's not a little. Look at his little pointed head too. It's awesome.
So deformed or freaky looking, but it's just captures your imagination.
Oh, it's just crazy. Off. It's pushed to the max. You wouldn't want to go any farther than this. That's the thing is he's still it's still realistic in a way though,
Yeah.
And I would say even beautiful, like the way these lines are all put together, the strokes of the pen and all that stuff. There's a beauty to it. So it's not unattractive, even if it's a monster,
Yeah. It's that twisted
Dan,
fist up in the air.
Master and Apprentice before, and I'm like, man, it's such a shame that didn't really happen. Like, we didn't have a Wrightson and an apprentice that would be like a mini Wrightson to teach all of these, explain why he's doing these things, and applying them to new stuff.
Yeah, no kidding. If we could have just sat down, but I think that if you're looking at a lot of this stuff, they're all looking at each other. They're all looking at classic illustration, and they're just putting some zing to it, and I think that's how he arrived at it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess we can only guess now, but
right.
I don't know if there's that many interviews of him out there. Certainly, probably not about how his work process and that sort of thing. So, yeah, that is cool.
That is cool. Thanks for sharing that, Dan.
It's almost Disney like with these buttons,
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that Legend of Sleepy Hollow characters.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, very much so like that cartoon. So see, that's another thing. He's looking at Disney stuff too, probably.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I have to go soon, so let's go ahead and finish up here.
Okay.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Fabrizio. Thank you, Justin, for joining me tonight. I had a great time talking Jack Kirby and going through his portfolio.
It was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Guys. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. And hopefully have you guys back again next week.
All righty.
I'll be here.
All right. Well, everybody have a good night. Thanks for watching.
Okay. See y'all.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Night.
Of course, I'm going to take a while to hit the end stream button here.